All right, so next one, this is interesting. Disco's best match on Nitro is from Muhammad Ali. Hi, Disco. I've seen plenty of your matches on Nitro, and I want to ask what's the best one you've had in the show. There's a match where I wrestled Benoit because it was a really good match. I think it was on one of those Nitros we did on a Tuesday night. Like we taped it on Monday and then they aired on a Tuesday. But I'll never forget that like the show was like 10 minutes from this has been everybody complains like everybody's complaining about WWE TV these days, how they change the show, shows get ready to air, and then they change and like constant change. Bro, we used to do this all the time, right? 10 minutes before the show started, me and Benoit are in street clothes, and they come to us and say, hey, hurry up and get dressed. You get 12 minutes with each other on segment 2, okay? So we literally, from that point, have 20 minutes to go over the match, get ready, and go out on TV, warm up, get dressed, everything. And we dressed next to each other. We're warming up while we're dressing. We're talking about the match. Bro, it was a really good 12-minute match. And it was probably the best match I had on Nitro. But I don't think I think they erased Ben. When we were on the network, it used to say Disco in a U.S. heavyweight title match. They would never mention Chris's name, right? I don't know if that match is still on the Peacock version. Disco in a U.S. title. I don't know if they erased Benoit out of the. Do you know that, Joe? If did they take Benoit completely out of the Peacock version of?
No, he's there, but they just don't like. You can't skip to his match, or it'll just say
you can't search him.
Yeah, it'll just say TV title match or something like that.
Right. Yeah, in a U.S. title match. So that was that was the best match that I had on Nitro. Actually, the announcers during the match, this is hysterical. Even Tony Schiavone said this because the announcers were actually saying during the match, "Wow, this is a great match." And I think Tony Schiavone said, "Yeah, this is like a 4-star match." But it was a good match. So me and Benoit used to. I think I've worked with him like 4 or 5 times in the ring with him. We were always work good together because he had really good looking offense and I sell really good. So it looked like he was killing me out there.
Yeah, especially he would chop the shit out of you. And
I was super sell, right. I'd sell his huge, which makes his matches look good, So that's a funny thing about people talk about my work. Part of being a good worker is making the other guy look really good. And I was always good at that. So
maybe I can explain that a little bit, Di, because like in the late '90s, what people considered great workers was like Jeff Hardy or RVD that would go over the top with crazy spots and stuff, but you didn't really do that. So people, he's just he's like a middle of the road because he doesn't do that stuff. But as you mature as a fan and you look back, then you can see how good Disco was, and that's how it was with me. When I look back years later,
this is why it's much better to get a review of a person's work from people that have been in the business that have been trained to do this. When you have marks reviewing your work, it's like you can tell they just don't get it. They think like your creativity and offense is good work. But if you're not selling stuff that other guys doing, that's not good work. Like bro, the whole thing of work, like when we use the word work in the wrestling business, when you talk like you work a whole week, it's try to make it look as real as possible with this least amount of effort, like the less physical. Like when you're trying to when you're stiff with the guy, that's not good work. Being snug is good work sometimes because, when you form a guy in the back, the sound is good, it's everything. But but clotheslining a guy in the nose, and he comes up and he's got a bloody nose, that's not good work.
Right.
But fans would think they're like, wow, look at him, he's tough, he's good.
Stiff.
Right. So, would you agree with that, Conan?
Yeah, but also that's some people like that. They like strong style.
Right.
Yeah. But,
go ahead.
Yeah, good work is just making everything look believable.
Right. Yeah, as close to believable as possible in professional wrestling, where the people know we're not really fighting for real. So that's
Yo, what up? This is Conan, and I host Keeping It 100. My co-host Disco Inferno. Unfortunately,
well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!